this computer. Cool. So you'll be able to use the access to the replay and also the actual template that we have for the class. You'll be able to have access to that as well. I typically do not send it the same day because I have to let it download. And then, so usually that following day, within 24 hours, I try to get it to you. Since I have a moderator, I probably can get it done. It's asking for access, everyone. Let me just see here. Let me see if it's asking me on my end if anybody wants access. I'm gonna make sure. You see, baby shower clips, girl. Let me just make sure. Is anyone, if you can put in the chat, if anybody else is having a problem getting into it. You see it as well, Chrissy? So yeah, because all you have to do is click on it. Because what I did when I'll close it out. When I clicked on the link, it just took me to, it just automatically opened up the file. And I don't
request access.
Okay, let me try something and make sure it's not. Do I have to grant access?
It's saying I need to request. I'm waiting for access.
Sure. Let me try something. Restricted. Anyone with the link. Okay, I just did something. I hope I fixed the problem. So if you could try that link again. Let me see. Because I think I needed to grant everybody access with the link. If it works for you, say I got it.
I got it.
I got it.
Awesome. So I apologize. I didn't have it. I had restricted access to that. My apologies. So any images, so it'll probably be a little while because there's like 300 images in there. So you don't have to use the exact one that I'm using. You can use whatever one you want to. Let's see here, share this screen. All right, and can you see my screen on the computer?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, were you able to access the template as well?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So that'll allow you all to work right alongside with me. So we're kind of doing the same thing. So as we're going along, just ask any questions. If you need me to stop, just say, hey, I need some help. Backtrack. We can do that. So we'll get started here. But before we do that, let me just quick get into this screen. What I want everybody to do, and Chrissy, if you can put the link in the screen for me. I have the boot camp. I follow up with the boot camp after we get through with the workshops because I want you all to be able to have access to as many templates as you possibly can before we even get to the boot camp, because we want to focus on getting you all set up with your websites, your Facebook pages, getting everything acclimated so that you're able to be able to start. When we're done with this boot camp, everybody should be able to have your store open, have your social media platform set up, and start with whatever we've already designed, already have it set up so you can start selling. The bottom line is we need to set up so that we're all making sure that we're generating revenue, because it's really pointless to be inside of all these different groups, retaining all this information, and your store is closed and you're not making money. We're not doing that in this class. So when we're done, everybody should be ready to go to full on be able to start promoting and selling your products and services. So 2 things. The boot camp is the end of this month, but what we're doing is fixing it so that beforehand you start to already have access to some of the things that you need to get started. So I have a 12-month VIP design membership. It lets you, number one, beforehand get access to all of the clip arts that I create inside of my AI platforms. We're going to train everybody on AI, so you know how to generate images. Let me see. I'll show you the gallery. So you'll be able to log in, and even if you don't have images, you'll be able to access all of the images that are already designed inside this platform. Any backgrounds, any clip art, any stock images. So you can use these images to be able to take them, use them for whatever design. So if we're working on something, you want to use a completely different design, all of this is full access to you to and even if you want to go inside this platform and start practicing on using, you can take this, just say use this image. It'll give you exactly what the prompt is. So if you want to start to learn how to create these different prompts, I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So, but in the meantime, you'll have access to everything inside of this platform for creating images. So whether it's for an obituary, for the arch walls and decals that we're working on, whatever, you have access to everything in here. Secondly, you'll be able to access the group chat that we'll have set up. So if as we're going along throughout the weeks, if there's questions on how to do anything, you have access to that. You have a full year access to replays for the entire boot camp. In addition to that, you'll be able to have access to the website, meaning that any templates in here, you'll be able to access them. I'll go back here. So any of these templates that I've already designed, you'll be able to access them for your own website, resell them. And you can create them, however, recreate them all over again, but you'll have that full access to that. The other thing would be the clip arts. Any clip art stock images inside here, that you may not see on the website, those will be accessible to you. Any digital clip arts for like planners and things like that, you'll have access to everything, even prior to. So as soon as you register for the VIP, you automatically get access to the clip arts. The only thing we won't have access to until the boot camp will be the like the replays and things like that. Actually, what I purchased actually for myself so that I can resell, and you guys will have access to this as well, is all the college, like the graduation, all these templates. You'll have access to this as well inside of the boot camp. So just, the deadline for that rate is going to be on Friday. So if you're interested in the boot camp and to get the lower rate for the boot camp, definitely click on that link that she'll post inside the group and get access to that on no later than Friday, so that you can start working on and accessing all of the templates. You'll receive your own personalized passcode to get inside and start downloading all those templates within 24 hours of registration. So for everybody that's ready to start working, we're about to get started. Again, we're going to be working on, this one's going to be a baby shower one. So we're going to start with, so there are several parts to this. There's the floor wrap. I also have the size and measurements. There is the top entrance. I have the measurements for each one of them listed. There's all the like the arch walls and things like that. So we're going to start creating those. What I want to go over, so you are familiar with it. Let me see here. So I always mention the elements, and I always mention the layers, which is crucial when you're creating designs. So the last time I emailed everybody like a list of all the elements. For those of you who do not have them, if you can make a chat and comment in the chat, then I'll make sure I send that over to you with the list of all the different elements. But you want to become familiar with two things: the elements, getting familiar with the elements, and then also becoming more familiar with how to layer and stack. Those are the crucial things to be familiar with inside of Canva, because that is your lifesaver. Once you know and become familiar with different elements, then that'll help you to start to be able to create your designs a lot more easily. So I just kind of took some of them based on what the types are. So I typed in dust overlays, and these are the elements that came up as a result. Wrinkle fabrics. This gives you an idea of the different, just a few of them. Brick walls, like marbles. I use a lot of these for like some of my planners. Leather, things like that. Foil textures, just a few things that I'll keep adding to the list, but I'll send it to you so you can kind of start to become familiar with the different elements. What I will tell you to do is, if there's ever an element that's on this document that you want to take advantage of or save it, all you do is you click on that particular element, you click on these three dots, and then you want to save. What you want to do is begin to start saving these. So you click on info, and it say add to a folder. So you want to start creating folders where if there's things that you're using on a regular basis, you want to keep access to those, so you won't have to remember next time like what element that was. You want to use it again, but you're not really sure where to find it. So make sure that when I'm going to send this to you with the replay as well, just save it, because as I update it, you'll get all the updates for the, she must have got kicked out. Now I'm going to let her back in because she was already in the class. You'll be able to save these elements for future references for any other designs that you have. So it's just a matter of, if you find, and as you're going along, if you find anything that you want to add it onto that document so you can become familiar with it, and start to save it so you can use it for purposes later. And I just did started with a few of them. So I'll be continuously adding onto it. And as I update it, when you open up the file yourself, you'll be able to get access to all the updated elements that I placed on there. And this, again, is just for future reference. So let's get started on this arch wall. The first thing we're going to work on is the floor decal. So I'm going to grab some of these images that I've been working on. All right. I'm going to click on one of the images only because I want to kind of start the coloring. I always start with the background color with anything I design. Just see. And that's kind of sets the tone for like how I'm going to design everything. Okay, so I want to go with this pink. So what I'm going to do here is start the background color for this frame. When I created this, I went to the elements first, and I clicked on the frame, the grid. The frames only, when you click on the frame, it just is a small frame that you can put a picture inside of. But when you click on the grids cover the entire measurement of the image. I'll just go for an example. When you click on the grid, it automatically covers the entire image. But frames are meant to do just that, just to be a frame that you can put something inside of. If for whatever reason you need to remove that image from that, just go to the 3 dots and detach the image, but that frame will still be there. So in this case, this is the grid, and I want to actually fix it so that it's not going to be the image, but I want it to be the color of what I want to create for this this particular design. So at the top, whenever you have an image here, it'll give you the colors that's connected to that image. So it makes it easier for you to kind of just determine like what color to use for the background if you want to change the background color. But I'm going to go and click on this grid. And then I want to go over to the colors because I want to, or I'm sorry, go where it says color up here at the top. Click on the color. And then if you notice over here, you see the colors for this image over here to the left. It'll say photo colors. So it gives you an option here as well to pick colors that you may want to choose for the grid. And in this case, I'm going to go with this light red because I want it to kind of be, it says light red, but it's pink in my eyes. So I'm going to delete this because I only wanted it to kind of get the color set up.
We had a bad day.
Oh, having a bad day?
Yeah.
And so that took the coloring here from that image just to kind of get it started. And then I'm going to actually take and make a big circle. So I go to my elements, and then I want to go to my shapes when I want to make it, change it to a color. I'm going to make this out of a color instead. And because I want this to be a full design for the floor decal, I'm going to take this image of the shape, and I'm going to drag it all the way across the screen because I want it to be the full circle. And because I'm going to do that, I'm actually going to delete the frame. I won't even need that because I'm going to do something a little bit different. Delete. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep this as the center because I want this floor decal to be actually the center of the entire thing. So I'm going to take and make sure it's aligned in the center. I'm going to click on those 2 dots, and then I'm going to make sure it's aligned all the way across too, just to make sure it's in the middle. So I want to be a fully circle to go across the whole thing. Now, in order for me to get that same color that I had before, I'm going to have to grab me a picture. There we go. Because I want to make sure that it's the same color. So I'll click on that circle again, click on the color, and then I'm going to use this pink because that's what color I want to go with. So I'll take this picture away, but that's the start of what this floor decal is going to look like. What I want to do with this particular one is I'm going to type in, it's a girl. So you want to go to the left where the text is. Some of you are familiar with it. So if I'm kind of taking little baby steps, you know, just be patient because I want to make sure everybody gets everything. Send the elements. So and I'll make sure I explain. So when I'm going to send the elements over, I'm going to send that with the replay so that you have access to it. And then with the elements, you'll be able to, as I add on to it, you'll be able to, whenever you open it up, you'll see all the updates. So just keep an eye out for when I send that in the replay. Usually that'll come out sometime tomorrow. I hope that was helpful. All right. Let's see here. All right. So with this one, I'm gonna say, so first of all, you can go through here and see if there's any kind of this is cute, any kind of font that you want to use before you just kind of go in and try to create your own. I kind of like this one. I might go with it, but I'm gonna play with it a little bit and see what's what. I'm gonna come back to that. I just want to save it. So, but like I said, just kind of scroll through before you decide to pick your own fonts. Kind of scroll through the ones that are set for you and see if there's anything in particular that kind of resonates with you, and you may decide to go with that instead. That's another one I might try to. So just kind of pick and choose. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. So I'll say it's a girl. And I'll probably change my mind 50 million times throughout the process just because another idea may come to me. But this is just to make sure we get started and with the design. So this one, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger and drag it. And always, so this is one other thing, and I try to make sure I remember this. If you're not for sure like what the sizes of it is, you can always click on the element and click resize. And when you go to custom size, it'll tell you exactly what this is. 24 by 39. And I'll make sure I put this in the title as well. But just so you're familiar with when you're trying to make these on your own, you know what the measurements need to be. Let's see here. I'm gonna probably change this one here. Okay. And play around. Since we're all logged in, just play around with it because it doesn't have to be exactly what I'm creating. Be creative. Just whatever comes to you. Because if some of you are already familiar with creating, use your ideas. We can work along through this, but use your own ideas. If it's something resonate, just create as you're going along. You can shift gears and do a little bit different than what I'm doing. Is totally okay. But I just want everybody to get the concept of how to put it together. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Trying to think. I want some balloons. All right, let me bring the top.
Ask the question.
Yes, go ahead.
How did you change the color of your pink? I always do this on the phone, so on the computer is a little foreign to me right now.
Okay, so are you referring to the color for the circle or just in general?
The color for the circle, yes, ma'am.
So you can always click on it and make it what you want it to be, but because I want to work with the theme and I want it to all pretty much be within the same color scheme,
yes, ma'am.
I took an image that comes close to what I want it to be. I'll just use this for example. Click on position, bring it to the front. And just say if there's a pink that I want from here, what I will do is click back onto this shape. And over here where it says color, I click on the color. And then all the colors associated with that, with this image will show up for me to the left.
Okay, so for me, so I need to go back to this other screen to download, like to hit download. I probably need like a one-on-one class because I'm a little slow.
No, ask questions. That's fine.
But so to get the image from you, do I need to go back to, I guess, like the download where you sent the images? How do I pull that up in here? Like, I'm lost.
So I probably should have explained that. I'm sorry. So if you were able to, I apologize. If you were able to download the images, you have to, if you're on your computer or your Google Docs, let me go back here because I want you to make sure everybody's familiar what to do. Template, I need the images. Give me 1 second. Okay, so you can click on, it's doing its own thing. You can click on them. So what I did was I clicked on one of the images and I pressed the shift key down. And then I scrolled down until I get to all of them are the ones that I want to use.
Okay.
And then I press the shift key again. I'm gonna stop right here. Shift key again. So it highlighted all these images.
Yes,
and then right in here it says download.
Okay.
So I think I selected like 150 of them. It's about 300. So you just click on the download, and what it's going to do is download the everything that you selected into a zip file.
Okay.
And then while it says it's ready, so I'm going to click on the zip file.
I gotta select event on that. Oh God.
So I clicked on that particular file. Here we go. So I'm going to go to my downloads. I'm going to maximize this. Click on the image, the folder that was just download. Over here, you'll see where it says extract all. You click on that, and then you extract all of those images. And it shouldn't take too long.
Okay.
There we go. And so that same file name, look for it in, here it is right here. So these are all the images that was just downloaded. So this is my recommendation. When you go back into Canva, I always tell you, go where it says uploads, click on that just to make sure it's already open.
Okay.
You want to go, if I'm moving too fast, please let me know because I want to make sure that everybody.
My daughter's helping me. Go ahead.
Okay, so you go back to that folder. I click on every single one of these files. I click the shift button, and then when I get to the very last one, I'll click the shift button again and click on the very last one. And then what I'll do is I'll drag it right over in here.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and it's going to pick every single file. You don't have to pick everything, but it's going to pick every single file that you select and place it inside there for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
I apologize. I did miss that step. So once all these images are inside here and doing its best thing, and it's 150 of them, so it's probably gonna take a little bit of time. But what I would do is I'm gonna scroll down and grab one of these other images that are already downloaded. I'm gonna grab, stop it. There we go. Okay. So I just clicked on one of the images. I click on the position because I want to bring it to the forefront just so I can, navigate past everything that's on there. And then when I click on the shape, then that's where this image shows up in the circle, the color circle, and then you can go ahead and change it to whatever you want it to be as far as the image that's showing up where to go. Okay. Shape, color. It normally will show up for whatever reason. Okay, how about let's grab another image. Position, front. Okay, and then shape again. I think it's because it's still downloading those shapes. So we're gonna give it a minute. But what you do is when you click on this image, it'll give you, let me try something. And I always position it to come up front just so I can see exactly what I'm doing. So it's still doing its best thing. But that's what I do is I pick an image up from over here, and then I take a color from the color scheme, and then I can change it to whatever color is there. Again, you can pick whatever color you like, but that's typically how I do it, just to make sure it's all blending in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so I'm gonna put remove the background. So again, I'm gonna position it in the front so I can see everything. I'm gonna remove the background of this image, which you'll see that right at the top. And it's doing whatever it want to do right now, but give me a minute. Actually, because my patience is so short. I think it's, yeah, because it's still trying to download, and that's what's going on.
Yolanda, the
yes,
teddy bear that you used, is
Uh-huh.
that from the files, or did you pull that from the elements?
It is from the file.
Okay.
Actually, those are the images I'm going to be using today, is the ones that I sent over to everybody.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
you can literally pick whatever you want. You don't have to use the exact same ones, but just so you can give you some images to choose from.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And obviously, because it was 100, I shouldn't have did that many. That's what's going on. If you see this over here to the left, it's still trying to get everything over. So that, I apologize for that. I really should have did just a few at a time, but let me scroll down to what I already had downloaded. Position. I always go to position when I'm trying to do that, and then you can click on background remover. So I can remove the background, and this one was, because it was already downloaded, it's not giving me a hard time. So I'm going to take that, and then again, I'm going to go to the position, and I want to send that backwards a little bit. I'm going to click on these words because I want to keep them together. So when you click on different words, you can always group them together. So you can, whenever you want to move them around, you can move them together. And if you want to do anything separately, you can ungroup them. All right. Also with this one, I want to do a ring around here. Elements. So I'm going to click on my elements. I'm going to pick a circle, another circle, and put it inside this image as well, because I want to just make it a ring around the whole thing. I'm going to obviously change the color, but I'm going to kind of bring this in here. And what I want to do is I want to change the color so that it's just, number one, the inside of it is going to be clear, so you can see that what's in the background, but I want to add a outline to this one. So I'm going to change the color here. I'm going to change it to, so there's no color, but then I want to take the stroke style, click on that, change it so that there's a stroke, and then you want to drag and to make it, and to bring it so that it's a little bit thicker. And then you can, where it says stroke color, you have the ability to change the color to whatever you like. I'm going to go with white to make it stand out just a little bit. Anybody have any questions as I'm going along? Just stop me whenever you have any questions. I'm good. All right, so that would be, so I can kind of add a stroke around there. And then I want to also, I want to add on some balloons. I'll try this instead.
Yolanda, how did you change the color of the stroke line?
Oh, let me quick show. I can quick show you that. Hold on 1 second. Let me move this around. Okay, so for the stroke, so what I wanted to do was keep the stroke, the inside of it clear. So I clicked on the color, and then I clicked on where it says no color. And then over here where it has the stroke style, I click on those bars. I click the second tab over here where it gives you that line. You can change it to like the dots or whatever you want to, but I just picked the first one. And then I changed the stroke weight of it to whatever I needed to be, which in this case was 42. But it can be whatever you decide you want to make it.
Yolanda, what font is that you're using?
Which one? For the letters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me quick. Actually, what I did was I took from the template. Here we go. I'm gonna click on it just so I have it grouped up. So for this one, let me bring it up front. I thought I brought it up to the front. So for the girl, it's spelled Nickley. And then for the it's Fearless Arts. And I literally took it from.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it has styles already that you can kind of play with. And that's where I found it, was there. So I forgot which one I selected, but instead of me creating one, I just took it from one of these. So these are good like starters to work with, just for practicing and just kind of getting familiar with the fonts. Otherwise, you can always click on whichever ones you want. The other thing I'll walk you guys through too is just say if there's a font that you want to use that is not included in Canva. There's several sites that I use that you can download onto Canva. So I use what's called DeFont, and it has a lot of variety of different fonts you can play around with or use, different categories. All of it's free. So if you want to use like some fancy fonts, some foreign looking fonts, basic scripts, if you're looking for script fonts, they have quite a few to choose from inside of here. I'll just quick show you how to do it. I'll do rush flow. So if you're inside this website, again, it's called dafont.com. You can click on and download a font that you may want to use inside of Canva. When you download it, it's automatically going to go inside of your download folder. This is, I think it was rush flow. Yep. So you do the same thing you did for those images. You want to go to extract all, extract, and then it's going to automatically place that inside your folder. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so what you do is if there's a font that you want to use, you see right here, just say when you click on fonts, when it says upload a font, you can do that. You just click on that and it's going to take you, go to your downloads, and this same one that I did, the rush flow, just click on that particular, I don't know if you want to call it an image, and then say, click on open. It's always going to ask you a question. You're going to say, yes, upload anyway. So that very font that you downloaded from that platform, you now have it inside of here and you can use that particular font. I'm not going to use it for that, but you can easily start download other fonts so you can have a variety of fonts to choose and work with. Is anybody good with that? Or need any help with walking back through that process?
Jeanette, I only have a problem with going to the font and trying to upload them in Canva.
So when you hold on, let me go back in here. So when you go into the font, when you click download, it automatically by default goes into your download folder.
Right.
I'll grab another one. So just say, for example, this one's called Black Sword. I'm going to download that. Again, it's going to go directly to my download folders. Where'd it go? Is it this one? Rush flow. What was the name of that? Let me remember what the name of it was. Oh, Black Sword. Black Sword. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to my Black Sword. There we go. So again, I just click on that zip folder, click extract all, I'm sorry, extract it. So when you're done, when you do extract it, you can close that folder out and then go directly to click on the font. Go directly to where it says like the font, click on that, and then it's gonna at the bottom show you where you can upload it. Click upload font. And that one in your downloads is automatically gonna show up as Black Sword. Click on that, just click on the very first thing. If there are several options, you wanna upload all of them, because sometimes they do give you multiple options for that same font. When you click open, always click yes, upload anyway. And then it should download. You can either type it up or go to where it says uploaded fonts, and you'll see where it says Black Sword. And if I click on this particular font, hold on, position, I'll type the girl and then click on Black Sword, which I'm going to put it back as to what it was, but then it's going to change it to whatever that font is. And that's the Black Sword font. So I'm going to change it back to, there we go. But that, and if you need some more clarity on that, just let me know, or the replay will be available. You can kind of go from there. But that's how you would do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So right now, this is going to be the floor decal. Only thing I probably want to add on to this is it's a girl. If they already have a name for the girl, I would just put in, I will do add text box. What's a pretty cool name to give somebody? Anybody think of a cute girl name? Maybe I'll say Jasmine.
Halo. Halo.
Chloe. I think somebody said Chloe.
Oh yeah.
Chloe Jackson. I'll just say that. So we'll do Chloe Jackson as the name. I'll change the font color to white or any of the, I just figure out which one works cute with the Chloe Jackson. To give it a little bit of an effect, I'm going to click on the effects, maybe give it a shadow. I always use the background for a shadow as either like a black or white to kind of make it stand out a little bit. Or you can do the outline and give it a little bit of a different twist. Then I probably would change it to white. Let me see, because I don't want it to be dark. Yeah, I'll change it to white. So, and that's just if they have like, and even if they have the date, you can always add whatever you want to add to it. So that would literally be the floor decal. The next thing we want to work on is going to be the top arch wall. So this frame here is the basis for the arch wall. So here I want to use the same name. I'm going to use Chloe Jackson. I'm going to copy that to say just for save time and paste it right here. I do want it to have like a bit of an arch effect. Let's see here. And keep in mind with these arch wall, even if letters like pop out, it's okay. Because when they actually print it, it's going to be whatever you make the design. So be okay with even if it's outside the line or whatever. It don't have to be like, you can make the adjustment here with the curve, but it don't have to necessarily be like right inside the line, because however you design it, that's how they're going to publish it for you. So I'm going to say Chloe Jackson, but I want to, in here, give her a different look here, just a little bit. I'm going to give her that for this. And here, I'm going to go to elements, and I'll say, actually, I got as many images I want for here. So I can take this background here if I like. Let's see which one works cuter for me. So of those images, you can play around with the background images. This is kind of cute. Kind of like that one. Just take one of the images you all downloaded for the background, and you can use that for like the background of this arch wall. And then the other thing, if you're going to drag and drop something on here, if you want it as the background, you can just take it and hover over the grid or the frame. But if you don't want it to fall into the frame, you want to press the control button, and then or you want to just click on it. And then when you move it around, you want to press the control button so it doesn't go over into the frame. But what I want to do with this first is I want to remove the background so that all it's going to be is the image. And then I'm going to move it. I'm trying to think of where I want to put it at because I don't want it to be cluttered too much. Maybe I put it on the edge. I'll make it a little bit smaller and then maybe have it. But that ain't going to work because I need to see. I didn't download all the letters, so we're gonna pretend like this. Maybe I'll change her name, Andrea, Andrea Jackson. I'll change it. Andrea Jackson, and then okay, because the whole point was for me to make sure the names match. I want to edit this because I want to have like somewhat of a shadow. So I'm gonna go down to edit, click on effects, FX effects, because I do want it to be shadowed a little bit. You can always change the shadowing just so you know you can make it fit the way you want. So you can drag it in and you can make it pop out as much as you want by using the distance. You can change the angle, however you want to do that. But I think I'm okay with that. Let's see here, and I'm going to leave it black because that usually works out best. So for this, again, just you can put whatever images you want to create whatever idea you have in mind with any of the images. So it's just a matter of just following along however you want to do that. With her name, let me see here. I'm going to go with the outline again, but I'm going to change the color so that it's, yeah, I'm going to go with that just so, because I want it to pop out just a little bit. The other thing is I want to, with this, so you can start to navigate in here to make, to play with it and make it whatever you want to really make it. So I'm thinking with this, I'm going to add some elements in. These are not necessarily on that document that I'm sending, which I'll add them on as I go along, but I want some sparkles. Let me see here. Just pick whatever ones that kind of stand out. You can always change the colors if you like to blend in with your design. So what I would do here, just say I put these sparkles here and they're pink. It's going to always give you the colors that's displayed on that initial clip art or a photo. You can, as long as this is displayed up here, you can always go to your colors and change it. So I usually will play around with it and see like what color kind of resonates the best with what I'm trying to do. But you can, again, play with it as much as you like to see what you like better. I'm going to make it smaller. And I'm going to actually position this just behind that letter a little bit. Yeah. And if you'd like to, you can always take the transparency, you can make it fade out a little bit if you like, or if you need it to kind of stay put, you have that flexibility to change the look of it just by changing the transparency to make it lighter or darker. So I'm going to also use other elements. I do have balloons, but I want to try something a little different and look for them in the elements. So for these, I'm going to say baby, because it may give me a better look. Baby girl. And as specific as you can get, then definitely you want to do that. This does give me the option to change the color, so I'm going to do the same thing and see if it comes out the way I want it to, which this works out pretty good. And then I'm going to take this. You can always, with images, you can always change the measurement of it. And I want these to actually be kind of at the top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to position them below the frame, the original frame. So you can go into your positions. You see, I always go where it says arrange, you can do that, but I always focus on the layers because I can tell based on what it's in those layers of where I want to position it, and it makes it easy to navigate and change it to exactly where I want it positioned on the image. So I'm going to click on here, those 6 bars, and I'm going to drag it just below that frame and see how that works out. Actually, I'm going to move it a little bit above and put it above it, and then I can do some other things with it. So I'm going to make this right behind her name. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm going to duplicate it a little. I'm going to duplicate it and just click on this duplicate button. It gives you another one. And then you can take it and then move it around with this angle as much as you would like to. And this may be overkill, so I might not even go with too much of this. I don't want to overlap it too much, but just playing around with it. And there may be other balloons you want to use. So when you go back to your search, if it's something else that you prefer, you can definitely use that. I'm sure I'm probably gonna do a little bit more. It's a girl. You try something here. Yep, I like that. All right, so I'm going to take these and take the angle and see if I can adjust it a little bit and hold my control button down. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. You can make it smaller and then just have it just above here, but enough to kind of go right behind the name. So I always go back to my position and then I take it and then put it right here behind her name. And again, you can play with it as much as you like and change it up as much as you want to. Duplicate, see here, press the control button. Let's see, I'm not finding exactly what I want with that. All right, so go to search, girl balloons. Does this go a little bit better? I think I might go with something more in that nature. Or this one. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. And just see which one works out better. So you do have quite a few options to work with as far as the different, even in the elements, you got stuff to play around with. Because all you really need to do, like you see where these are like baby girls, and you do when you type that in, it gives you a little bit of flexibility. So you can use the images that I provided, but there's quite a bit inside here that you can play with too. Like this pacifier, you can change the color and then go blend right on in with whatever. You have that flexibility. All you have to do is go up to where it says color and make it be whatever you need it to be. Now, the only thing is with this, there's so much going on with the background. I could change it to a solid color and make it a little bit more easier to create and add on some other designs. And I could just leave it with that and it can just be pretty much, because you don't really have to add too much when you have a background already on there, because it has quite a bit going on there. But I want to definitely put some balloons. Like, definitely, I need some balloons. Balloons gotta go. Here. My other thing is my go-to is I do go online and Google. Baby girl balloon. and see what else I come up with, because metallic. Okay, well, let me try balloon garland. Balloon garland. There we go. Okay, I think I got a little bit more to work with here. So that was just looking up balloon garlands. And you guys remember, you always have that flexibility to, if you run into anything that you're interested in, add it to a folder. You can definitely do that. But I'm gonna go with, I want to change that color to this color. And then I'm gonna hold my control button down. I want to change the angle of this so that it kind of hangs over. I'm gonna position it where it's right just below the name. And then you can put as many balloons as you'd like. You can just click on plus and then it'll give you some, you can just put them. Always hold your control button down. You can make it smaller or however you need to do that. And then put them, you can layer them however you want to as well. I'm gonna position that one below as well. All right. Control button at all times. And then you can always add it as you like. I'm gonna put this probably just behind that letter A. But if you see where I'm going with that, like you can literally take this and play with it and make it whatever you want throughout the process. Control button always will help to keep it aligned. And just making sure that it's just below the name spelling. And then you can, you don't have to worry about the cutout because it's gonna, however you design it, it's gonna cut it out exactly that way for you when they publish it. Then I'm gonna duplicate one more just to be right in here. There we go. And that's just to give you some idea of like how you may want to design it. You can definitely do whatever you like with the design, but just to kind of give you some idea of what that would look like. And just play with it, basically. And so I'm not going to overkill with this. I'm probably going to make this duplicate. And you really don't have to do too much with it because, like I said, the background pretty much takes care of itself. But that's just a starter of like what to do. Kind of start with your the arch, the arch wall. So that's gonna be like the layout for the arch wall. And then this is gonna be the floor decal, the arch wall. So there's two different arch walls, one to your left and one to your right. Again, you can do whatever you want to do with it, spread it out however you want to, but that's the layout that I'm going to work with for this one. Now I want to include the mom on each one of these. So I'm going to take an image of one of the moms that I downloaded and use her as an image on the outside. And it doesn't have to go, the frame is just the foundation of it, but you can design it even outside of it because it's gonna, again, they're gonna publish it the way you send it to them. Whenever you, and I encourage you not to try to do that. Designing is enough. The people that do the design, the publishing, let them do it because then that kind of frees you up from doing all that extra and trying to figure out all the little other details for designing. So I'm going to use her. I'm going to undo that because I just want her. So I'm going to click on remove background, and hopefully it just gives me just her image. Awesome. So I'm going to make her bigger and bring this in. And then she's going to be on the outside of this frame. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, but she's definitely going to be on the outside. And so for this is where you can just add on some other little things, and then just say mom to be. You can put in your own text. In this case, I'm going to say mom to be. Mom to be. Obviously, I'm going to change this text font. First, I'm going to change the color. And then the font that I'm going to use. I'm going to change this measurement. I'm going to change the angle, I should say. And because I'm going to keep that on the side. And I'm probably going to change the font as well, because I want it to be visible so they can clearly determine what that says. And here you can kind of pick and see like what categories, but I'm just going to scroll down just a little bit here. Alice, Ariel. You never can go wrong with Ariel, but that's not going to kick it for me. I'll use this one, mom to be. And then I'll make it bold. I don't really like that. I'll change it later, but I'm gonna make it. But I want to make this thin. I want to center it so that it's big enough on this panel.
Yolanda, you have the sizes of each one of the panels?
Mm-hmm. If it all fails, let me just quick go here. If you want to know the actual size of this particular one, usually I have them on I have to add it onto this one, but I usually try to put them on the in the top here. But what I will do, like for example, for this one, if you click on the background of it, and you go to click on resize, and then click custom size, and that's for all of them. It'll tell you right here what the width of it is and what the height of it is, and it's always going to be in inches.
Okay.
So just
Thank you.
click the background.
Okay.
And then for this one, I'm thinking I want to go with, I want this color. Position and color. And if you want to know the color of whatever is up here, you can always click on the plus button and it'll give it to you. So because if you want to streamline and make sure everything's kind of the same color across the board. So I'm going to make this background the same color as the original one. I'm going to click on the add new color, and I'm just going to copy and paste that hex number right inside here. So I can make sure that it's the exact same one. Nope, I did the wrong thing. I just want to make sure it's the exact same one that I had before. Click that again, I'm sorry. And copy, and then so I can paste it, copy, cool. And then I'm gonna paste here. So I'm gonna click on that and then click the color, plus button, and then Control V for paste, or just right click and paste. So I think in order to make sure I balance this out, you can always use your the rulers to kind of make sure you keep it centered. Or if all else failed, you'll notice, if you notice the color, if you look on the left, you'll see how when I'm moving up and down, it's purple. And then when you get it centered, it'll change to pink. And then same thing going across. If you want to just make sure everything's centered, it's always going to be purple until you get it centered, and then it'll be pink. So that way I can keep it where, like, whatever it is I'm designing, it kind of keeps it centered. This font, I'm going to change it to white. And then I'm going to do effects and then use pink as, or let me just see how that'll look. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right. So for this one, I'm going to add a little bit of details on here just so when it does show up, it'll be like some little information or designs right included in there. So we want to do a little bit of here and there, just some little artwork or whatever. Remove the background. So all of those images, you definitely just do to remove the background. You can put it wherever you need to. And background remover again. And again, you can pick whatever images you want. It does not have to be what I'm selecting. Right above her, remove the background. And then I'm gonna go to position because I want to move that all the way to the back. Where did you go? I'm gonna move that behind her. And then I want to add a little bit of elements to that. Sparkles again. Just change the color, click up here, and then just pick a color that kind of blends in with the color scheme. I'm gonna put that slightly behind her, click position, and then just drag it down where you need it to be. And then I'm probably gonna duplicate that and put it somewhere else so that it, kind of pops out a little bit. And just keep in mind, like I said before, when they print it, they're just gonna print it based on what you send them. So don't worry about like if it's kind of outside the lines, they're gonna print all of that.
I have a question, Yolanda.
Yes,
The print company, did you guys mention who that?
Nope, I didn't. But one thing in the replay, I have it clicked. I have it already on the link. But I'm going to show you some of what they offer as well. That's the one I go with. I'll show you like the website, and it's also going to be forwarded to you in the replay that I send you on the document.
Okay, thank you.
And they literally however I send this is how they're going to print it out for me. And so what I do, this is going to be the left-hand side. And then so what I do is I literally copy this. And then I'll group it together. And then I'll copy the entire thing. And I'll take it and paste it onto this screen. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel because you want it to look the same on both sides of the wall. So all I'm doing with this one is I'm taking the same information and I'm going to move it over to the left so that it prints out the right way. I'm just going to flip her. So I'm going to take this image here. Well, first of all, I'm going to click on the position. Ungroup them first. I apologize. Take this first image and I'm going to drag it over to the left. Click on it in the layers and then drag it over to the left. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take the same information, bring it over here. So this over to the left, but I'm just going to rotate it so it's over facing the opposite direction. And it's at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take it over in the position and I'm going to drag it all the way down to just over here, just right above the bottom layer. I'm going to click on her image and then I want to flip her the other way. Only because I don't want it to, or she could actually, let me just look and see, because I want to make sure she's facing opposite. Move her over. Always press the control button so it doesn't drag the background or put her inside the frame. So I'm gonna take this and move her over some and flip her over this way. Again, just move everything else. I'm gonna go back to the layer, move everything over to the left-hand side. And make sure I have it layer positioned correctly too, so that it's right behind the letters. Even with the sparkles, move it over. Everything's gonna go over to the left. Move it up behind the bear. And you can literally manipulate it however you want to. I'm gonna flip this the other way so it's facing the opposite direction. And the same thing with this. Drag that over to the center. Just so for the most part, it's pretty much, the layout is pretty much similar to the next one. All right, and so those are the two arch walls. This one is an extra one. This is another type of arch wall. It can be however you want it to be. You don't necessarily have to have the next one, but I just create enough of them. So if I want to design or put anything anywhere, I have that flexibility. You do not have to use all of this, but I'm just going to create inside of these. And then when we put it together, then we can kind of, play around with it and see what we want to do design. So for this one, because it's an arch wall, I'm going to take this color again, position, because I want to click on exactly which position I need, what image I need. I'm going to click on the circle. It always will give me the color I need. And then click on the plus button because I need that same exact color. And then I want to copy it. And so for these two frames, I'm just going to make sure I click on where there's no color. I'm going to click on the color because I want to make sure I change it. And I'm going to paste the exact same color that I just copied because I want it to be the same. So Control V for paste. Same thing for this one. I'm going to click on that, click on the color, and then the plus button, and then Control V. So we can keep it streamlined the same color. Now I want to put her name. I got to remind myself to change it for the other one. Copy her name, and I'm going to put it right in here. Andrea Jackson. And I'm going to put down it's a girl because I want that on there too. Girl. I click on this one and I press the shift button so that I can click on both of them. And then I'm going to copy it just to save myself some time and paste it over here. You can always make it smaller just so it fits into this particular frame. And you can move it around however you need to. Everybody follow me okay? And
Yes.
again,
Yes.
okay. And just keep in mind, again, you'll have the replay, so you can always kind of take your time and play with it however you want to. I'm going to move this just a little bit. So I went into the effects so I can adjust it however I need to inside here. And I did 84 angle. And so what I'm going to do here is the same thing. I'm going to put them both, and I'm copy and paste and put it all into the same thing. And just so I don't have to do everything all the way over again, I'm going to click on these two, and I'm going to click on her name. Make sure they're grouped together so they can go paste over to the next page, copy it, and then I'm going to paste the exact same thing here, just to kind of save myself some time. You can always ungroup it as you need to when you need to make some changes to it. Same thing, I'm going to ungroup it. And then here, I think I'm going to do like some different effects as well. See if I can play with images. Always the control button, if we can keep that in mind. Background remover. And then I'm going to put this kind of outside the area here. Let me see what else I want to do with this. Her name's Andrea. I got to keep that in mind. Remove background. Put that over here at the bottom. And then I'm going to give it the effect, edit. I want to give it like a shadow effect. And again, you can always go outside the actual frame because they're gonna cut it up exactly however you send it to them.
Now, Yolanda, how do you do that shadow effect again?
You just go to, let me go back on the screen. You go back to this image and where it says edit, click on edit, and then it gives you the FX effect. And then I click on shadows.
Okay. And also, how do you get the rulers on the side and the top?
So, two things. You always want to go to File. You go to your settings.
Okay.
And then it'll show you the rulers and guides.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the other thing to keep in mind for future references. So, just say if you're ever working on obituaries and things like that, you always want to click on where it says show print bleed.
Okay.
You always want to do that because when you send it to them to print, you want them to be able to cut so that if they can take off any like white on the outside for borders. So always include those the print bleeds because in that way you can get a fresh cut from whoever you have publish it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. I think I'm gonna throw a mom in here too. I don't know which mom. I think I picked her. Yeah, I think I did. And then I'll remove the background because I want to have her on here again. But I'm gonna flip her around and put her behind the. Always click the position and then put her behind here. Yeah.
I just want to say, Yolanda, this is very pretty.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I just kind of go off on a whim just because it's never going to be the same because I'm always like, whatever I'm thinking about doing at the time, that's what I do. So it's never, you'll probably never get the same design ever. But you always have access to the templates and you can maneuver and change it however you would like to. All right, so let me see, what else do I need to add on here? There are some really nice images from the other one. And or if you want to just kind of put a date in here too, like when the baby shower, when it's scheduled for, we could probably do that. So there's definitely enough room to do that. So we would add text on and just make up a date. So they'll like, for a keepsake, when just say if they're taking pictures or whatever for like a backdrop, we'll just say August. Today's date, 2025. Okay, so that'll be on there. So that'll be like, we'll make up a date. It could be the expecting date or it could be the baby shower date or whatever, but that's what they'll be on. They'll have on there is that. And then I'm always going to change the color to the font. I usually do white, but I'll make it like bold, like a shadow. And I always change white to like a black so it can stand out. All right, so only thing I think I'll do with this is I'm a sparkle person, so don't mind me. I always stick some sparkles somewhere. That's just a habit. I don't even know. But I'm going to change the color so it can blend in with what we're working with. And then you can, like I said, you can always fade it out if you'd like, just so it's not overbearing. And then place it wherever you want to on this particular canvas. I'll do a plus and then I can move it somewhere else. And again, just play with it, make it yours, so that you're completely satisfied with the design. I'm just kind of creating as I go. but you can always make that look whatever you need it to be. I'm going to click on, and I always go to position. I'm going to click on these two and move them down so it's not too much for this particular design. And then I'm just going to take this. I'm going to delete this because I'm just going to copy and paste. We're going to save some time here because I want to be able to get to the other information. And so I can show y'all how it needs to how to lay it out. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to literally take this whole thing. I'm even going to take this away. I'm going to literally duplicate this whole thing, group it together, and then take and copy. And then that way you don't have to do it all over again. And everything is actually going to be right in place. So only thing I'm going to do different with this one is I'm going to move her over to the other side because I'm going to have these panels on opposite sides. So I'm going to take her. Oops, I got to ungroup it. Ungroup first. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to take her and move her over here and move the other image on the other side or put it right behind. And then position, that's my go-to. I always use the position so I can maneuver around where I need to. And then just play with it, whatever you need to make it what you need it to be. I'm gonna probably, and I always know you can undo. So if you ever do something that like, you know what, oops, you can always go to that undo and change it around. I'm gonna move some things around just a little bit. And I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Over a little bit because I want the space that I need when I print it. Cool. Okay. So just a few things I'll just flip around, but for the most part, everything is pretty much the same. Just making the necessary adjustments that you need to before you actually publish it. So I'm gonna take these. We're not gonna do anything with these. You can add as many panels as you like, literally. It's just a matter of like what you want that to look like. Hide these 2 pages. No, I want to delete it. Delete, not delete. Yes, delete. Yep, delete them because we're not going to do anything with that. So right now, what we have is you have your floor wrap, you have your arch in the top for the top of your arch wall. You have the 2 of these sidebars, which is going to go just below the arch wall, and then you have these other arch walls as well to play with. You don't have to use all of it, but this just kind of gives you something to work with. You can completely add as many of these as you want to. So what I recommend is when you are done with whatever your design is, you want to make sure 2 things. First, I'm going to show you what to do so you can sell it. So when you are done, you want to click on share. You want to select all below here. And then where it says template link, you want to click on template link, and then you want to copy this link right here. So what this does is it allows you to take the design that you just created and be able to sell it to somebody else. And then by you doing the template, it prevents them from editing your original design. You always, always, always want to create a template, because if you share the original design, whatever you thought you designed, it's going to be, every time you look around, it's going to be whoever, for how many people that you sent it to, it's going to keep changing. So you don't want that problem. So you always want to create a template link for it. I'll walk through that. I'm going to show you once again. Let me go back here. So you want to click share, see all, template, select template link, and then copy the link. And I'll show you what to do with the link once we, so before we do everything else, because you want to definitely be able to resell these products. So as we're going through training, just save them as you go, and then we'll start selling them later. But I'll show this one as an example. So for this one in particular, the one I think I just did the other day, all I'm going to do is take, just say I'm going to pretend this is the arch wall right here. I'm going to click the 3 bars right here. And do you see where it says link down below here?
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
click that, and then I'm gonna paste that link right there. So what'll happen is when I send them, I'm gonna send this and download this and we're gonna just pretend that this is the one we just created. But I'm gonna download it and save this particular file as a PDF. So I just do PDF for emailing. So whenever I send whatever, they'll get the PDF version of it. And all they have to do is click on that image, and that particular design that I just created, it'll pop up. So I'm going to show you how. I'm going to undo this because this is a product I already created. But where did I put the link? I forgot what I did. Hold on. What did I click on? Was it this? Yeah, it was the image. Okay, let me go back to that PDF. I'm like, what did I just do? Oh, it hadn't opened up yet. So let me see what I did. I got to find that link. I'm trying to recall. What did I click on? Let me do this. I'm going to undo this link, edit the link, because I don't remember exactly what I put it. I'm going to delete it. So I'm gonna click right here. I'm gonna make this easy for myself. It says click here anyway. So I'm gonna go and put a link right here. Done, and then done. And then I'm gonna download this again. So I know exactly where I put it. I don't remember what I did the last time. I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna change it to PDF, download it again. And then we're gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna undo everything I did because I don't want to change up what I already created. Okay, so the download that I created was this back to school arch. So when I open it up, if I click on here and click, what am I doing wrong here? Here. Am I not pasting it? Link, copy and paste, done, and done. Okay, we're gonna do this again. One more time. Okay, print standard for emailing. Okay, download. I'm sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. Okay. I'm gonna try something. Save changes. I just want to download this. It's something weird. I've never had this problem. That's so weird. Let me open up the actual file and see if that's what the issue is. Because you're definitely supposed to be able to.
Is it saving under the click here, the actual words?
No, it should be. It may just be. I just have to actually open up the actual file. Because let me just see what's going on. Because it should never be an issue with bandwidth. As long as I put the link in there, it should work just fine. Because I don't know if I'm just trying to open up on the internet if that's what is giving me a problem, but
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna get this together because I want you to be able to access it. Or at least know what to do. Because what you want to do as you're creating designs is you want to start saving this stuff. So once we get through these workshops and whatever, you can actually start to have a folder saved up with all of the designs that you need. Okay, it must be what you call it, Canva, just being extra, because I've never, like, whenever I send y'all the replays, the links are they work. So let me see. I'm gonna try another one. Okay, so we're gonna put the thing together, and I'm gonna revisit this because I want to make sure you guys have it where you can actually actually start putting this together. So I'm gonna include all the tabs. We're gonna get out of there. So in order to put this whole thing together, I'm gonna go back to okay, on that template that I already have put together, so we can kind of Okay, so that's that one. I'm gonna add another one. So we're gonna start putting all this stuff together. So I'm gonna close this out. And everything that I just created here, I'm gonna actually download it as a PNG file. Always, when you click on these files, make sure you remove the background. It will require that you have a paid subscription to Canva because otherwise that background removal does not work. So I'm gonna click on transparent background, and then I'm gonna download all these images. It's going to take it over into my folder. And then I am going to, well, it's still doing whatever. It'll be done in a moment. I'm gonna actually extract them all and then put them right back into Canva so I can create the whole entire, and this is more so like your mock-up so that they can see this whole thing and get an idea of what that needs to look like so that they can determine like, is that something they want? So this is the actual template inside of here. Maximize it so it can give you the option to, you can either right click and extract it, or you can just click on your top screen. Yep, it still extract all. And then just click extract, and then that folder will show up below. Arch wall, where are you? There we go. So all of these images, I'm gonna take these and put them right back into Canva, and then start to create the actual mock-up. So I want to have the folder for, have this open already where it says uploads, keep that open. I'm gonna go back to this folder because I need to drag and drop. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of these, make sure you highlight every last one of them and drag them up into this folder. And it don't take too long, but it's gonna put all, while this is going, just know it's downloading. I think we're pretty good. There's a few items that still need to be downloaded, but while it's doing that, I'm gonna go to this one. I just created another one because since this is about the size I need, I'm going to click on the next tab so I can actually do the mock-ups on here. So what I want to do is start off with the, where'd it go? Images, videos, images. Come on. I'm gonna get y'all out on time, I promise. Oh, it's still, good mercy. Okay, just give it a minute. It's still doing its best thing. And the main thing I need to start with is this arch wall. But I think what I'm gonna do while I'm waiting on that is start working on the other ones. Okay, so here we go. So this is gonna be the arch, the top. What I am gonna do is steal the background from here, just so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. So the best thing, like I said, your elements and your position and your layers are gonna be your best friend throughout designing anything in Canva. Because the layers, it prevents you from having to go through all that. You just click on exactly which image you want. And then if you need to make a copy of it, you can do that right inside the layers. So it just makes the process a lot easier. And so I'm gonna right click and paste that right in here. I'm gonna send it behind the top. There we go. And always control button, always control button. Okay, cool. And then, so the other part I wanna do are the two side arch walls. Click on both of those. And then I'm gonna press the control button. Press the control button. I'm gonna make these a little smaller because I wanna fit right below the actual arch top. So positioning that, and then I'm gonna take it and drag it, make it smaller so that it fits right over here. And I think I'm gonna position it below the arch wall a little bit. Let me just see here. Change my mind. So we're gonna keep these two above it. Cool. And just make them small enough where they kind of land the way I need them to. Control button. Good Lord. Make it a little bit smaller because I want it to align Control button. And then same thing for this one. I'll bring it down because I want these to be like right kind of aligned to, and I can always make this a little bit bigger if I need to, but that'll be like the arch of it. And then the other thing was the, what else? The arch. Am I missing something?
The floor.
Oh yeah, so the floor. So here's the thing, and this is what I'm playing with right now. I have Photoshop, and it does everything I needed to do with this floor. As far as like how I want to lay it down. I've been playing around in Canva for a little bit to make use some like transform or whatever. So I got to play around with that, but I will include that video in the replay if I can, because it doesn't quite lay down the way I want it to in Canva, but I'm gonna play with it and then I can send you a link of like how I did it. But I'm gonna take this, I'm just using Photoshop for right now. Because it lays down exactly the way I need it to in here. Journey, I don't need that. What flower? Baby shower? Nope. Where'd it go? I need the folder for, what did I call it? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Arch wall. There we go. So floor wrap. There we go. Place. Okay, so I'm gonna undo that. So I'm gonna quick do this because I want to show you what it'll look like. And then I'm gonna place that image inside there. So I'm gonna go place that image in here. Okay. Undo. And then I'm gonna save it. I'm just doing this really quick so I can just kind of show you what it would look like. Inside of Canva, and I'm gonna play around with it so you can kind of see what it needs to look like, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna quick do something. Let me kind of freeform a little bit. I'm gonna lay it all the way down. It does something similar inside of Canva, but it's not like I want it to. So I'll make sure when we do the next time that I can kind of walk you through it, because I'm gonna try and play with a few different other like warps or whatever to see if I can get it to lay down the way I need it, that way it does inside of here. Get a little bit bigger. Oops, I didn't mean to do that one. All right, so I'm gonna export this. Export PNG and down. All right, so minimize this really quick and then grab it. But yeah, that's gonna be, I'll do another recording separate for that too. Because it just lays down much better to me. I'm gonna try it inside here and see how it, but I've never really liked the way it does. I just never, for whatever reason. And then I'm gonna position this behind everything. But it does give me a better look inside of here when I use Photoshop. So the other option that you go to apps, I'll do is it transition? transform image. I think that's what it's called. So I click on transform image, and it gives you several different options, but I'm going to play and see what it does. Choose a file, and see what it does for me. It may work, it may not, but we're going to play. See, like when I do it that way, it kind of changed the color and so it kind of gives you the look, but it doesn't, to me, it doesn't cut it. And I've had better luck inside of Photoshop. But I will definitely make sure I kind of play around with several other transition things so it can kind of, I can kind of get it narrowed down to the look that we're looking for. Just gonna play around with something for color. All right, I'm gonna leave it with that. But it's just so you can give you an idea of what that needs to look like. But that's what this particular arch wall looks like. So it's just taking all the designs and then taking them and literally just layering them once you put them all together to make it look like what you need it to be. Let me move this over some. And you can put this over. It just all depends on what you need it to look like. Something I'm missing over here. I think I missed like a balloon or something in this corner. That's something. Yeah, I believe I'm missing a set of balloons to kind of make that pop out a little bit more. Yeah, take this balloon and take it and move it over here. Yeah, it's something was missing. I'm like, yeah. And then maybe tell me to do that. It's a girl or something. Something's just missing. Copy, and then just something different. Paste. No, that's too much. Okay. So I'm just gonna quickly download the second image and redo that just to see if that's what the missing piece is, because it's definitely something was missing. So download PNG, and in this case, I just want page 2. So I click on here and just say current page, because I don't have to download all of that. I just want that one image. All right, I'm gonna delete this and redo that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. My patience is thin. All right, so here we go. So in this case, I just downloaded just that one image because that's all I need. And then I'm gonna take and reuse that for the design. So go back to my uploads. I'm just gonna take that one image and take that and work with it. And that one always seems to take forever for whatever reason, that arch. Ooh. So while it's doing its best thing, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I'll just kind of walk you through. So take out the PNG. All right, so I'm gonna take this image and then put that up top. Oh, you know what I did? One mistake I made. I downloaded it and I didn't take off the transparency. Sorry about that. Delete this because I don't even need that there anymore. All right. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to also grab that document that I'm going to email to you all. The company that I typically go through, it's called Emblem Signs. They literally do a fantastic job with the any kind of floor decals, party displays, all of that. That's what they do. They give you options of different things you can. It's not just the floor decals, but those are the ones that they do a really good job with. They are usually on foam boards. So they do all that for you. You don't have to worry about, because sometimes, and I'll also include like what you can do if you want to do it yourself. But I believe in working smarter. I don't got time. I personally do not have time to go through all of that cutting and buying poster boards, buying foam boards, and all of that. I will include that information inside the document, but I just recommend when you price out your package, price out what they charge in your package and have them pay that and save yourself the work. You do enough work with design. So save yourself the work and let them do that. It makes sure it's included in your package. So I would recommend when you go to this website, look at the pricing so you know what it costs. And then you know what to include in your charges. And then just charge that. And I mean charge that. And even if you look at this, they don't have it all complicated. They do a lot of them. They do whatever you send to them, but they have, if you can tell, they have like different stuff. They don't have a lot, but they do create whatever you send them. That's what they'll design. The other thing to keep in mind when it comes to creating these arch walls and things like that, when you're creating these designs, keep in mind that when you have these arch walls that's like 4x6 and 10 by whatever, you can certainly create those, but what you want to do, and this I'm going to email you too, so you want to convert it to like half, because Canva only allows you to go, I think, up to like 50, 78, the actual, like, so this one was initially like 48 by 78. Those larger numbers, it doesn't allow you to create those larger numbers. So what you want to do is divide those numbers in half. So instead of 48, you want 24 inches. Instead of 78, you want 39 inches. And what you do is when you get ready to actually finish the design and publish it, when you share it, when you get ready to download those images into your PNG files, you want to then take this and maximize it. So when you actually publicize it or print it or save it, it's the size that you need it to be when you send it to the publishing company. But when you design it, you want to make it half the size. If it goes beyond like 56, I believe it is, you want to cut it in half, because it's never going to allow you to create that inside of Canva. Like the original size was like 78, and it's not going to let you do it. It'll tell you in a minute that's too large. It won't let you do it. So these are the steps that you do, and it tells you step by step on what to do to minimize it and then maximize it before you download the images. And these are just some examples of, like, and the website is here as well. Does anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay, just quick add this on, so I can put this up here and get this out of the way, and then we're gonna wrap up for today. And then
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will be able to go back and work on this. The cost for the class is where the membership.
For the membership, if you can post that inside the chat, Chrissy, that would be amazing. I appreciate it. So really, if you go to the website, she's going to put the link inside there. And like I said, as long as you'll be able to get it for this right through Friday. And then that way you save yourself $150 instead of paying the rate for the boot camp. Plus you'll get extra stuff that they won't have access to in the boot camp, and you'll have it with like some of this, like as far as accessing the templates inside my website, being able to access those the images that are inside of the website on my profile. You'll be able to download as many of these images as you want to.
Okay.
I'll show you, like, for example, my gallery. If you just say, if you need these to create one of the obituaries or whatever that I've been creating, all you got to do is select whatever images you want. I just say click the one image, click shift, and click all of that, and click download.
Okay.
And then you download it onto your computer. And then let me quick do that because I want to show you what to do. I'll probably include a video of it too, just so you know what to do. You'll download these images onto your computer. And then I'm going to quick show you, and I'll put it in a video, like I said, show you how to take the background off. So while you're inside this platform, it'll say BG Remover. You'll click on that. Let me quick go back to, because it's going to make me extract it into a I always remember, you got to do, when they do the zip files, you got to extract.
Extract. Okay.
So let me just find those. Here's those images. So I'm going to take these images that I just downloaded from the computer. I'm going to drag them over here. And what it's going to do is it's going to take all these, I'm going to clear these other ones out. It's going to take all of these images and remove the background. So whatever you're trying to design, all of them are going to be, the background will be removed. So you can download as many of these images as you want and save them into a folder so you have something to use for future designs. And I'm always in here, so I'm always creating something. So I usually have about I'm gonna set it up where I have 100,000 images I have access to, so that way in any given month I can create that many images, and so you'll have enough to play with. Or if it's something you want to create, but one of our classes where I'm gonna train on AI, I'm gonna show you all how to do this so that you can, while you're in here, if it's something you want to create, you can do it. And then even if you're trying to learn how to do it and you're not sure right now, like how to create these AI images, all you got to do is, if you want to create something similar to what I did, click on that image and just copy the prompt, close out of here, and I'll put it in the video because I want you to try to remember all of this. Just go back here. It says generate image and copy that font that I just copied, and it's going to create. There you go. It's going to create that for you. I'm going to always pick quality because I usually want it to come out pretty decent. I usually will do like 1 to 4 pictures each. But I'll say create, and then it's going to create that for you. While it's doing that, let me get this arch together. Ooh, me and this control button. I always remember, and I know I keep forgetting, but it's control. Me and this control button, we have issues, so don't mind me.
I have a quick question regarding the boot camp fee. Is that just a one-time fee? How is that?
Because it lasts you for 12 months. So everything that's inside that boot camp, all the replays will be 12 months. Access to all the images, 12 months. Access to all the templates in my website, 12 months. So, and then you'll have access to the group. So inside that group, and like the templates and the images, you'll have access because I'm going to send an email within 24 hours of your passcode. So it'll be literally based on your email. It's going to be, your passcode is going to be personally assigned to you. So only you will be able to get into the website and access and download, and only you will be able to get into the website to download the images. But everything else will be like, the one thing that's going to be specifically available for the boot camp is like the where'd it go? The things for the come on, computer, let me minimize this. Like those art, like the graduation templates, those will be available because I have to modify some information in there just for you to just be able to go in and go into Canva and change and do whatever you need to do, because I want to save it so that when you open it, everybody's not changing the information that's inside there, because I definitely don't want it to run, because then whatever my original designs are, it's gonna go away, and I definitely don't want to do that all over again. So that'll be ready for everybody on the week of the boot camp. you'll actually have access to my prompt book. So during the workshop, I'm going to walk you through the prompts on how to create prompts in AI. So then once you are inside of some of these platforms, because a lot of images, Canva has a pretty decent, I'm going to show you. So, and some of you have been in the class, you're already familiar with it, but Canva will let you create images as well. But the quality of what you get inside of some of these other platforms are much better. And so instead of you having to go and try all these platforms, you'll have access to mine, and you can just learn how to create and download from that right in there. So quickly, while you're in Canva, I did Canva AI style. I'm going to do a portrait, and I'm going to make this image like a 9x6. I'm just going to quick do something really quick. And because I don't want to start this all over again, I'm going to grab one I've already created in here. Yeah, I grabbed these ladies. This one I just used in a design I made, I believe. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to reuse this prompt. It automatically put it back in here, and I'm going to create this. And that's what you can start to just, what I do when I create images, I'm going to do this again. So I'll say, for my example for this, I said, create an image of a beautiful African-American woman. She is in an elegant gold and black formal gown. She is wearing gold jewelry. Her shoes matches her dress. The background is white. This is a professional photography. So what they based on that, this is what they produce. Or even for a guy, I ain't really feeling the guys. I like the guys on my other platforms because they just don't look real on here to me. But usually the women pretty much come out pretty decent as far as the design. And even if I want to try that image again, it's always going to come out different. So keep that in mind. When you're creating AI designs, you'll never get exactly the same design. It may not come out exactly the way you want it, but just keep regenerating it until it produces you the image that you want. And these I'll put on, I'm going to actually put these inside with any stock image that I create, I'm going to put in those inside the website. So if you want to use it for whatever reason, you'll have access to it inside there. Matter of fact, by tomorrow, some of these will be inside there as well. But just my suggestion for anybody that's taking any of my classes, block out some time, even if it's just like an hour out of your day. And I know everybody else has a busy schedule. So, it may not be every day, but just take out some time to really start working on using the replays to start practicing. Because the more you practice creating, the more stuff you'll be able to start putting inside of your store. Because we're gonna make the store. Everybody gonna make a store. That's the bottom line with it. And by the time you're done with that boot camp, everybody's gonna have their own store. So just get prepared. We're gonna have that day. It's gonna require some patience because I want everybody to get like what to do and how to do it to get your store set up. But definitely practice as much as you can on the designs outside of class. If you have any questions, just my office number will be inside the email when I send the replays. Just send me a message and I'll be more than glad to assist you with, getting, assistance as you're going along with everything. But are there any questions you might have right now as far as like the design we did today?
I do. Quick question. What size for the mock-up? What sizing are you using
for the mock-up?
Yeah, for that document.
This one, so I'm going to resize here and click custom size, and it's 24 by 18.
24 by 18. Okay.
Yep. And I'll send that. You'll receive that in the email as well. Perfect. So anything we went over today, you automatically get that just for you to be able to take it and work with it. All right. So just expect tomorrow. I never give a specific time because like I said, with me doing this chemotherapy, it's depending on how I'm feeling. So I usually try to get it out before the end of the day tomorrow. So like late afternoon, maybe possibly, but it may even be early afternoon. I'm going to download the video tonight. I'll put the video together, and then I'll send an email with the template as well as I'm gonna send you the elements. So the elements that I've been working on, and I'm gonna send you that file as well. And as I'm adding them on, it'll show you when I make changes, you'll see it because it's gonna show up every time you open that. But if there's any elements that you like playing with, I'm gonna send you the PDF with the elements for those who don't have it already. and start playing around and looking through your elements, searching it to see the ones that you like. Save it in a folder so you don't have to try to search for it again. And all you have to do, if you're like this element right here, click on the 3 dots. Let me get out of here. I don't know what this, I need to minimize this, I think. Yeah, click on the 3 dots and move it over. There we go. It's not. Click on info. And number 1, it's going to tell you what type it is. It's going to say watercolor background or black. It'll tell you who the person is that created it. And then you have the option to add it to a folder. So if it's something you absolutely like, you can star it or save it to a folder so it's easier to access for future reference. Or if you want that, if you just say you like that one, but you want to see more like it, click on see more like this. And it'll start to show you similar ones to the one that you're looking at. So just kind of play around in there. And then, let me click on that. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But also look at other ones that are similar to what you're working on or that you like. So you can start to build up your folders and you'll automatically have elements inside those folders that you can just automatically grab and start using. And you don't have to kind of try to keep researching it, trying to remember what the name of it was and all of that. You'll have it saved and you can just go to it whenever you need it. So even right here. So when I say when I click on projects, it says create folder. You can create a folder, name it whatever you want. Name it element. I have one for elements. I'll say element 2. So, and so when I click on this right here and I say I want to move it, I'm going to grab something up top. I want to move it into a folder, click on info and add to folder. And this is where that element 2 folder is. I'm going to save it right side in there and say add to folder. So that way, everything I put in there, instead of me searching for it, it's already saved. You click to your project and then you look for this right here. And anything that's inside there will be inside that folder. And then that'll help, to just kind of create a portfolio of different elements that you can use. Always keep in mind your elements is going to be your key and your layers or your positions. It's always going to be crucial for when you're creating, because that is the foundation. If you know elements and what you need to put in your designs and you know how to layer everything, that is going to be what you need to learn ultimately in Canva to make the designs that you want. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you're designing, just kind of structure everything in that, and when you're in that sense, so you know how you want to design your designs anytime you're making it. It doesn't matter if you're making obituaries, it doesn't matter if you're making flyers. Your elements and your positioning is going to be the key factors for how your design comes out. Any questions before we end the class?
Do you recommend using a desktop computer for graphic design?
Always. I use my phone a lot too, but everything I need is like right at my fingertips on my computer. So I do use my phone a lot or my tablet, but that's just because I've done it for so long. But when you're designing and you're just kind of getting familiar, you want to know where all these different pieces are inside of Canva to make the process. And once you get used to it, after a while, it becomes easier and you can do whatever you want to do. But for right now, while you're learning like where different things are, you want to definitely use your computer.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all. So again, make sure by Friday, because that's going to be the last day for the rate that's going for the boot camp, because it will go to the regular rate that's already set in place. If you have any questions about it, want some more information, in my email, my business number is in there. Please don't hesitate to call me. But ultimately, I want to make sure everybody's equipped once we're done with these workshops and the boot camp to literally launch your business and make some money. With that being said, I've gone over about 16 minutes. I do apologize. I'll send all your information out tomorrow so you can start working on the design and playing around inside of Canva. But the next class will be on next week, Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So with that said, did I miss anything in the chat? Thank you. Okay.
Quick question though, Yolanda. Do you pay for what's the difference between the annual membership and the VIP membership?
So it's going to be the VIP, because the link is coming out just before the boot camp. So okay. The only difference is some of this information, you all will have a jump start on it. You'll have access to some things that they won't have access to inside the boot camp. Mm-hmm. And then really start, actually, the reason why it'll give you a jump start, one, you'll have a longer extended period of time to access a lot of the information. And you'll be able to start getting into like the website. Once you get registered, the website that I have set up, you can start right away downloading those templates. Because as soon as I send you your passcode, you just log right in there. It got all the instructions. Start download, because you can sell whatever's in there. Though you got PLO rights to them. Like
all
any
right,
of the.
but which one should we get? The 200 or the 150?
So the VIP one is the one you want, because that one's associated. That's associated with the boot camp.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
that's what I need to know.
The regular annual one was just going to give you access to my website and the template. The one for the boot camp, you'll get everything.
Great. All right.
You better quit playing. Whose is that girl? I'm loving this. Good job. You know you're gonna have to post it, right? You're gonna have to post this.
Oh, that's super cute.
That is really cute. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm gonna tell y'all the one thing I absolutely love is to see the results of the work and training. I do offer the boot camps for free, but when I see that people are actually able to take what they're learning and put it to use, that's what I get the most gratification out of, because I want to know that when I'm training, you're able to take that and start using it. So most of the time, some of my clients from before now, they'll email it to me and say, hey, take a look at it. And I will definitely critique it and give you my feedback, but post it on your page or mine so I can say, hey, this is what somebody knows how to do. Because if they don't know you know how to do it, they're not going to buy for you. It's like you got to store with the door closed. Start showing off your work as you're doing this one. Start to show off your work so people can start to see what you're doing, because that's ultimately what's going to drive them, because they're going to keep watching what you're doing. And then once you get your store open, boom. So you'll start to have, outside of the templates in the website and the stuff you're creating, you'll be already equipped to start putting your products inside the store. So when you're designing, post it. Design it, post it. And I'm going to go to some of the pages because I want to see what y'all doing. So whenever you create something, you can send it to me first and I can critique it. But you want to keep it in front of everybody that's connected to you so that they can say, hey, oh, she does obituaries. Or, hey, she does what, so that they know what you're doing. You can't be a secret and then make money. That ain't gonna work. All right, and I think I done chopped it up so much, so I apologize. We're going over the class time, but always reach out to me. I'm gonna send the emails out tomorrow. Anybody that gets the VIP access, I'll also check my emails for that as well, so I can make sure you get the access to the website and also the replays and everything to get you started as far as being able to get inside this website to start downloading images as well. But with that being said,
so you said, Miss Yolanda, you said the VIP is the best one to get?
It is, because once the boot camp is more.
Okay.
And so for everybody who's registering this week, they're going to get it at that rate, and anybody else is going to get it at the regular rate for the boot camp. So the VIP will technically be $350, and whereas you're getting everything for $200, and you're getting that, plus you're getting it before everybody.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
If you all have questions, reach out to me. And until next week, Wednesday, you all have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you.
You are more than welcome.
Good night.
Have a good one.